Hello everyone, we're back again for another video. I know we're a couple days late, I think 2 days late, and the upload, it was just that I didn't actually have like a lot to talk about this week, and I was trying to, just develop something that at least I can like make into a video. So what we have here is we're talking about a cover for the first volume / chapter of the story, and what we're watching right now is storyboarding that I was doing, planning out the first like 50 or so pages of the comic. Not necessarily to develop into actual pages yet, but I just wanted to get an idea of what the start and end of the chapter would be, so then I can understand like the general summary of the story, and then off the general summary of like the first chapter, that will help me get an indication of what I should do for like the cover art, like what represents sort of the chapter as a whole. And I sort of settled on the event of like going to work, essentially, because the main character, he goes to work and he's there for like 20 or so pages, and that takes up a lot of the issue, and then the start of the issue is about him like getting up in the morning and stuff. So I thought like work or going to work was like a good thing to sort of look at. So these initial sketches, I actually didn't really have an idea of what I was going to do for the cover, so I was just trying to like find some cool poses. I sort of wanted like to have the main character like pointing at something, or like hand up, or if I'm doing something with his hands, I actually changed that a little bit where I made it so he was holding something in the end. And this is the reference image I used. It was just up there, where it's like a guy walking with a cane, and I changed it to be him walking with a briefcase. In the story, he actually doesn't have anything in like the briefcase, and that's going to be like a bit of a bit in the story. But essentially, he just uses it for like, to keep up appearances, at least, because he's like sort of impoverished and he's working in a high class area, and he uses it sort of to avoid judgment because he's like trying to look professional and stuff. So here is Lek, and I'm doing it. It's a really cool perspective from that reference image, and I was super happy with just like how I sketched it out and like converted it into the character. Like I thought it worked really well for like the vibe that I was going for the cover. And in terms of actual inspiration for like what I was gonna do in terms of the design of the cover, I was obviously referencing other popular manga, Dragon Ball, Naruto, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Ones I looked at. And usually how it works is you have the main character of the series in the foreground in the first chapter, and then it'll have some minimalistic background elements, and then it will have usually the title and then just like a flat color in the back. Like Yu-Gi-Oh! I think has a black background, Dragon Ball has like the iconic red background, and then Naruto I think has like sort of like the Bleach style white background design. So I ended up settling on green in the end because I don't know, I just thought lime green would look good, and it sort of matches with the character's like aesthetic with the green and purple that is just popped up now. That was good timing. So now I was just going over doing shading and rendering on the character, and just working through the stages of lighting and whatever. So as this happens in the background, plays out in the background, this series might be a little bit more delayed in the next few episodes. The next ones will be more talking about narrative and writing, less so than actual like art elements that we usually see on the channel with the speed draws. And this series, primarily because I'm trying to practice a lot in my spare time of art. Like I'm doing art every day for like at least like 3 or 4 hours, just trying to develop a style, like my really own style, because I feel like I rely on reference images a bit too much in terms of, and I end up just copying styles. Like if I'm doing like a redraw or something, or I'm using like another anime as like a reference, I can't draw the character in my own style, I get really stuck. So I just think that a way to sort of build past that is to draw my own shapes and use my own shapes instead of relying on like the shapes and designs of other like mangaka and other character designers and artists. So I'm really trying to develop my own style, one that I like drawing. Lek's design will stay the same. I might change how I draw him, but because this is the cover, it doesn't really matter if it's different to how it actually is. I did actually develop a page 1 of the series, but I really wasn't happy with just how I stylized everything. So I'm going to be redoing that, and I'm also going to be switching to a black and white color scheme, just because I think for story, like picture book sort of like picture based stories, black and white, because of the contrast, it just works way more impactfully and has just like a lot more weight to it than colored like rendered images in terms of just like basic screenshots. But here's the cover. So there we go. That is the cover for chapter 1. I'm actually really happy with how it turned out. As you can see in the background, it's like I think it's called like a Manhattan skyline or something. There's like a name for it, but I have that sort of around as a border because I just saw that in Naruto they had like a nimbus cloud sort of as like a border for like image scenery. So I decided to use this layout of the city. It took me a while actually, and then I have an image of the sky above. In a cool, like almost like low poly style I was going for, but obviously 2D instead of 3D. And then the logo on the front using sort of pink and purple color scheme, and I sort of wanted that to transition from the pants that are purple, and then pink is like an adjacent color to purple. So then I was like, those sort of, you know, match nicely, and then they also contrast pretty well with the yellow cloud background. So I was like, this is a pretty cool aesthetic that I got going. And the lime green was just sort of, I went through a bunch of colours, and I was like, what one looks better? And then for the issue number 1 at the top, same cloud design as in the scenery, except I used an orange and blue colour scheme, which is obviously another complementary colour scheme for any artists out there. So thank you guys for watching a heap. Next week will be the Dragon Ball redraw number 4, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, that was on Twitter the other week, just because, you know, I have it. And then probably after that, it won't be another Cloud Zero video again. It will probably be some sketching and just me trying to develop my style, and that's sort of going to be a new sort of type of video on the channel. A lot of new series lately, but and then the week after, probably a Cloud Zero video again. And then after that, I'm going to Japan. So I actually won't be uploading for 2 weeks during that period while I'm on holiday, because, you know, I won't have my laptop with me and stuff. So anyway, thank you guys for watching so much. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Catch you guys in the next one, and have a good day and see ya.